for whatever reason, I get even though I'm involving a lot more muscle groups, I get a more intense feeling in the shoulders themselves. So whatever, I don't ask too many questions, I just roll with it. As a variation of this, just to tie everything in again, but dips I think are probably if I could only do one upper body movement, and it was something that I couldn't use weights. It had to be something, either push-ups or dips or pull-ups. I think you probably get the most bang for your buck with dips, because you hit your arms a lot. You got your shoulders in there. You got the chest, and because you're suspending your entire body weight, you're able to put the most amount of that. Now, I feel like I need to be a little bit more careful around my elbows and get things a little bit more warmed up. And the ropes are a good way to do that. Get a lot of blood in there. As you can see, we do just a traditional type of push down / rope extension, and then we switch to a couple sets of doing them overhead. Both, I feel that doing them the conventional way, pushing them down, you're going to hit more of the outside part of the tricep, and then when I switch and I do them overhead, I usually feel it more on that inner head. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be. That's just how I feel. After we get them warmed up, come over, we hit the dumbbells for a couple sets of behind the head dumbbell extensions. This is a movement I've done since the beginning. I feel like it's really effective. You get a real nice stretch in the tricep. Although I will say at times it's felt a little bit scary, and you hear a lot of stories about guys tearing a tricep, and a lot of times this is one of the movements that seems notorious for doing that. So I will say be careful. Make sure you warm up first, and if it doesn't feel right, maybe you wanna skip it. But it's always felt pretty natural to me, and again, I feel like this movement, I feel it more in the meat of my tricep, more on that inner head. So after a couple sets with these, I moved on to just another kind of overhead rope extension. It's almost like doing skull crushers with a cable. Same thing, good feel in the muscle. All right, now I know the reason why I couldn't think of the next tricep movement. It's because there wasn't another one. After we finished up triceps, we moved into, we went and grabbed some dumbbells and did some preacher curls for biceps. By this time in the workout was getting a little bit long, and I felt like, probably two bicep movements would be sufficient. So probably the two that I felt would give me the most bang for my buck were the dumbbell preacher curls. We did a few sets of these. This is a great movement where if you have somebody that you train with, they can kind of push you through the remaining couple reps. And if you don't, if you're on your own, you can always kind of just reach down with your hand and give yourself some assistance.
I didn't know that was you on here. That's your job. This ain't my job. working over here? Let's do the top. Keep on.
And my buys were pretty smoked by this point. As you could see, we didn't go above a quarter on the bar. Tried to keep the rest in between sets at this point down to a minimum. And as soon as Mark would go, probably give it a moment, and then I would go. And at this point, we're just finishing it off. And that's really all it took.
Do you always train your biceps like that, bud? Or is some days you do it in more emphasis?
What we do is we'll switch between training biceps first and triceps first. And I would say probably whichever muscle goes first is probably going to get a little bit more attention. So on the weeks where we train biceps first, they'll probably get, maybe 3 movements, probably some type of isolation movement, probably a barbell curl, and some type of dumbbell movement, whether it's just a standing dumbbell curl, just something basic. But I don't, biceps aren't something I spend a ton of time on, or arms in general, because I feel like they get a lot of stimulation. I feel like your triceps get a lot of stimulation during your pressing movements, not only on shoulders, but on chest training. And then biceps, no matter how good you are at training your back, you're still going to involve them, with heavy back training. So that being said, I don't think, or at least only speaking for myself, I don't feel like they need to be annihilated. Same thing with shoulders. I don't feel like you need to spend an hour just training your shoulders, because they're going to receive a lot of stimulus during the rest of the week. He always fucks with the UPS guy. Where are you working?
I'm not working anywhere.
No?
Okay.
It's actually 272 this morning.
Is it?
You probably eat up today. It's my last one here. My triceps are actually on fire. They're pretty full with blood and they feel good. This is good because now when I move on to a heavier movement, some type of free weight movement, there shouldn't be any pain in the joint. And like I said, you know, I know a lot of you guys watching this might be younger. And, you know, I remember when I used to come, sure enough, I ended up feeling it. And again, this isn't just about being prudent, but this is about making your workouts more effective, because now when you do go on to a compound movement, trust me, you're gonna connect really, really well with it. You might have to use a little bit less weight, but I'm telling you, it's gonna yield a better result. Having pre-exhausted my triceps right now, I mean, they're crazy pumped. So when I do this movement, I'm gonna be able to do it in a way that keeps the tension on my triceps. Versus if I were to come in cold and do this, I'd probably shift a lot more of the emphasis to my chest, and because I wouldn't be able to get such a strong mind-muscle connection. So doing this now, it's gonna, in my estimation, be more effective. Now, when you're doing something like dips, being a pressing movement, this goes for any pressing movement. Whether you're doing chest, when we're dead, we're just dead and we have to stop if we're gonna maintain really strict form. So be conscious of that. That's, you know, using some chest, using some shoulders is not always a bad thing, as long as you save it for a little later on in the set. What I want to point out is that when I did that, I make it a point to bring my arm over as far as I can behind my head so that the dumbbell is coming down directly behind my head. Okay, my arm's not out here. Try to get it so that my tricep is perpendicular to the floor. It's going directly up and down. That'll allow you to put the greatest amount of stress right in the belly of the tricep. So last in the order, we're gonna do an overhead cable extension. Now, if you notice, I picked a cable that has this post here. That's for a reason, okay? What that's gonna allow me to do is butt myself up against it, okay? That prevents me from having to take a stance like this, which I don't like as much. I don't think it's comfortable, and it is asymmetrical. I got 1 foot forward, versus here I can set up nice and square. I can adjust my torso to change where my tricep is at, okay? Because when you do a movement like this, what you want is your tricep to be parallel to the ground, okay? You don't want your triceps up high, you don't want them down here. Triceps parallel to the ground and extend, all right? What I'm going to do is a drop set. Again, straight out with your arms. The good thing about a movement like this, it's very difficult not to screw it up, but even as you start to fail, there's nothing you could really do to cheat it. You're pretty much always using your triceps. Even if you start to bring your torso into play a little bit, it's pretty much all tricep. One of the great things about this movement is that it really allows a great stretch in your tricep, similar to the overhead dumbbell extension. But for some of you who might find that painful, because it does put a little bit of stress on the elbow joint. This might be a little bit more comfortable. You talk to some guys, you'll learn that a lot of guys who have a torn tricep, a lot of them have done it doing some type of overhead movement. So if you can get away with it, feels good, by all means. If not, this is a good alternative. Like I said, of course, you always add it in addition to that.
In a standing position, hold a weight plate with both hands with your arms fully extended. For the best results, grab the weight plate at around the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock position. Your feet should be shoulder width apart from each other. This is the starting position. While exhaling, slowly lift the plate up while keeping the elbows in toward your body and your upper arms stationary until your biceps and forearms touch. Feel the contraction in the top position for a second, and then lower the weight back down to the starting position while inhaling. Repeat for the recommended amount of repetitions.
This one, yeah? Yeah. All good.
But the bronzer stuff like washes right off. Like it doesn't like, it's like this stuff will. I've definitely learned my lesson over the years not to do that. And usually the time when they tell you to pump up till the time you go on is about a half an hour difference. So you go on, you go and you get this nice big full pump, and then you're standing around and then you go try to get that pump back and you can't get touched up. And then as I'm standing in line and waiting to go on, I'll do some pump ups. I'll pump up and do some push-ups and things like that while I'm standing in line. Usually, the rule of thumb being try to wait till the very last minute to get that pump and do the least amount possible to get it. Really, for me, my chest is one of my not dominant body parts. So usually just doing like some push-ups, right? Because that'll involve my arms, shoulders, chest. Even a little, kind of like an unwritten rule, you don't pump up your legs. The other day before I left on Monday, I trained legs, and I went in the bathroom afterwards after training, and I looked at my legs and I'm like, man, if they looked like this on stage, that actually would be a pretty good thing. I mean, they were full and they were still very separated. I don't know if I'll gather up the courage or not, but I might try doing just some bodyweight squats before I go on and see what that does. This would be a good show to try it on. So, just basically, I don't over pump anything because go and try and hold your poses and whatnot when you have like a really crazy pump, and it's very difficult. Plus, as you pose, you start to pump up a little bit. So, try not to do too much.
Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the right.
Any sport, by nature, for most people is about winning. Right? To accomplish that.
Thank you. Everyone back in line, please.
Whatever it takes is a the proper balance between safe and effective, because I think that is winning. Of course, none of us know what's in store. I mean, we could all live the most prudent / you're going to put yourself in harm's way or abuse your body so badly that you conceivably end up killing yourself at it. It's not. So everyone has to find a way to win, regardless of whether you win or not. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, is to set yourself in a position where to get on a bodybuilding stage more or less naked, in a little pair of underwear, under really bright lights, in front of a panel of judges who are going to at the end of the day, although I am putting myself in a position to be judged, ultimately, I guess ultimately you could say, well, only God can judge me, but you can judge yourself too. I judge myself. Goes back to, you should do what you do because you want to do it. You need to have your own criteria, your own standard. When it comes to those bigger movements, like for example, a flat barbell press. And in doing so, it probably limits the chances that I'm going to get stuck with a big weight on my chest. Once I get up into, for the most part, usually I'm okay with 4 plates by myself if I'm not pre-exhausting. But when I'm pre-exhausting, 3 plates and a quarter. I probably, don't usually go above that, because after pre-exhausting, I'm a little bit fatigued. But like I said, it's not only highly effective, but also, for all of us, we all encounter speed bumps along the way. If we're prepping for a contest, or we're just trying the idea of I'm 5 weeks away from a contest, and I'm going to just sit here and relax. Maybe that makes me crazy. But anyways, even under less than ideal circumstances, come to the gym and I bust it out as best I can. Right? So, my leg, if I were to compare my leg workout last night to the leg workout that I had last week, The leg work I had last week was definitely stronger, but I'm sore as hell right now. I mean, I got it done last night, and again, my goal was to come in.
Sometimes there's a little bit of a disconnect between the bodybuilder in terms of the physical body and himself as a person, right? You're working on this project. You know, you're getting ready for this competition, and your body is the project. It's the product, right? And you sometimes will detach your feelings. You know, say, okay, well, yeah, in a normal person.
Face front. Front double bicep. Side chest. Back double bicep.